And then I saw a little packet with a small blue pill on it.
Viagra.
That looked like it said Viagra.
And I'll race to feel alive.
Hello, Jasons and Melissas, and welcome back to the fourth and final season of Rewatching Home Movies, a weekly watch-along podcast where three friends break down the 1999 animated series Home Movies. My name's Tim, and I'm obsessed with home movies.
My name's Adele, and I'm a home movies newbie.
And my name's Marcin, and I've never seen home movies.
Home Movies Season 4, Episode 10, titled Cho and the Adventures of Amy Lee. Original air date March 14th, 2004 on Adult Swim, written by Brendan Small, Bill Broaddus, and cast, directed by Lauren Bouchard, and produced by Jack Ferriolo. Synopsis for this episode: Brendan's lucky goal ruins the record of the other team's star goalie. Meanwhile, music played during the game brings memories back for Coach McGurk. And there you go.
I don't know what I would have thought from the title if I had seen it before going in, because one, who the fuck is Cho? Is that a noun or is that a verb or is that an adjective? Like, and the Adventures of Amy Lee, I don't know where I would have gone with that one.
So many different spots online just call it Cho and Amy Lee.
Really?
Yeah. That is this episode, which we will jump into. But first, we're going to jump into the Creative Corner, aren't we? Of course, the Creative Corner is something in the realm of creativity we're producing or consuming that we just want to bring to light. So, guys, no bits this time. We don't have anyone to bring in the Creative Corner. So I think we're just going to go ahead and just jump into it. Who would...
Creative Corner. Totally do.
He's still here?
I guess so.
I thought I smelled him.
I didn't notice him standing by the water cooler.
I saw him the entire time, was watching.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Just like...
flicking the lights on and off.
Like, he sits in the same spot every time.
I'm not going to lie. Like I said, he's next to the water cooler. And like I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought I was getting a glass of water.
But it was a glass of piss.
What the fuck? Gross. All right. Who wants to go first?
I will go first. So my Creative Corner is a YouTuber. This YouTuber I found a couple years ago when I was like looking up tutorials on video glitch art. I'm not sure if any of you like are aware of it or know anything about video glitch art or how it operates and anything like that. But essentially it's like you have a CRT and you have like a VHS or DVD player or something, and they have these things called like dirty switches, or like it's basically just these things that they weld together and they make the wires go together so they can glitch out the screen between two channels and make some wild art. And one of the best tutorials I have ever found was a YouTuber named Yovozol, Yovozol. Dude just makes so much cool like glitch art, like so much cool. Like really, you don't know how this guy makes a lot of this stuff. He posts this stuff all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I discovered it when I was just looking up stuff for stylistic intentions with like Doorman when working on that, because there's a lot of like TV static and CRT designs in the project. So I was trying to figure out how to do it myself, and I found this guy's channel, and he not only did he do like a sick tutorial, but like that's not all he does. Like he did this whole album called Purple Noia, and it's a really good one. I'll put it in there as well into the Creative Corner, because I used to listen to it constantly, and it's about kind of It's about leaving your old life behind, because he was originally from Kentucky and then he moved to Europe to do this glitch art. He makes this art for musicians and he plays it on the screen while they're playing behind them. I wish I knew what the name of that career was, but he's really good at it. And sometimes he does it live. So while they're doing stuff and depending on the set, they'll like mess around and put some images up. And he's got so many videos of that on his channel. Just discovering it and the tutorials he has on his channel was really, really cool. I'm still struggling with it because I do not know how he does any of this shit, but it's really cool. And he does so many other very creative things with his channel. If you check it out, I have no doubt you'll find something that interests you on his channel. He's a very cool creative artist.
How do you spell his name again?
Yovozol, Yovozol.
Nice.
Sounds like a medicine.
A little bit, yeah.
It's a medicine for the soul.
That's dope. Yeah, I like glitch art. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool.
Yeah, and I especially the CRT is it's turning into like a lost medium. The amount of times like you go online and see someone like smashing a CRT, you check the comments and there's just the entire thread of people sending death threats like, how dare you do that? How dare you destroy that? Do you know how many CRTs are out there?
Right.
Mm.
And it's terrible for the environment, and there's lead inside of them. So for all of those reasons, do not smash CRT TVs.
Yeah.
I worked at a warehouse where we recycled those, and if one fell and broke, it was kind of like, hey, everyone stop what you're doing. Special procedure to clean this up. And like, yeah, it's not a joke.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, so if you smash one and you're like, oh, it's snowing, it's like, oh, that's lead particles floating around. So maybe chill.
Yeah, that's rough. Circuit bending. That was one of the things. It's circuit bending.
It's funny because when you're like, CRT TV, and you get one of those things, what do they call it? It's like a magnet. Have you ever like taken a magnet to a CRT?
Oh, yeah.
It fucks it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where I put a magnet on a CRT as a really little kid, we had to toss it. It just discolored any image that would play just right where I put that magnet. It was real annoying.
Hell yeah. Great creative corner. Adele, would you like to go next, or would you like me to?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So, I started playing this video game again. I started a new game, and it's called Spiritfarer. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's pretty popular, but essentially you play a Spiritfarer who helps people pass on and like bring them to the light. So you have to like fulfill their last wish for them before death, and then so it's more like a puzzle game, really. And then you take them on your little boat and you bring them to the arch, and then you have this like sweet little sad moment, and then you let them pass on and they die. And it's supposed to be like really sad at the end. I haven't finished it, but the music's really calming and it's really pretty and it makes you think, and that's my thing. I was thinking. So yeah, Spiritfarer.
I'm looking at the images right now. It's a side scroller and it's very vibrant, and the designs are really very interesting. I love this frog guy, whoever that is.
In the game, when you enter onto the Spiritfarer's boat, you take your final form, and it's usually an animal form. So like their spirit animal form. So there's like a frog and a deer. But yes, so you like turn into an animal and then you pass on, and it's very pretty. The music is very like chill and like calming. So if you're looking for a sad girl game, Spiritfarer.
Very melancholic, probably, and
centers around death. So it's definitely not despite the colors, it's not a very like feel good game.
Is it supposed to be making the message of death like being less terrifying?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a beautiful thing, like you're moving on to the next whatever the fuck death is. So again, I haven't finished it, so who knows? Maybe it's completely not that.
Yeah.
I've liked it so far.
This is a game that you should show to Eddie, because this is right up his street.
Hell yeah. I think it's on, does he have an Xbox?
He has a PS5.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's on Game Passes, so you might be able to play it for free if he has Game Pass.
Yeah, I was going to say I think that's where I remember we played it for the first time was when I got that Xbox and we did Game Pass for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you're playing it on PC now.
Yeah, I'm a PC gamer.
Spiritfarer. Yeah, that looked like a heavier one.
Mm-hmm.
A nice indie game to make you cry
Yeah.
if you're into that kind of stuff.
Sorry, that's like all my creative.
Yeah, I mean,
sad and heavy.
I mean, I'm consistently made fun of for my song choices and my playlist because we'll be driving around and I'll just have one of my playlists on and Nick will be like, Marcin has a lot of sad girl music that he thinks isn't sad, but we'll play it constantly. And I'm like, yeah, it's great. I love it. It's fine. You can feel sad and be okay with it.
Absolutely. I feel like sad things in general make me feel better about being sad because I'm not the only sad person out there.
Yeah.
So it's a bonding experience to whoever made the art.
Yeah, exactly. It's a communal experience.
Exactly. And it makes me feel better that I'm sad.
Yeah.
You know?
Who isn't sad all the time right at this moment? Like, come on.
Yeah. It's a good way to release it without, like, crying to somebody who doesn't want to hear it.
Or crashing the fuck out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Spiritfarer. I know it's on Xbox. I think it is on PlayStation. And yeah, Dell's playing it on a Mac, so not just PC friendly, but Mac friendly as well.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard to find.
And it's an indie game, so I think even when it's not on sale, it's probably like $15.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Great creative corner, Adele.
Thank you.
Hey, my creative corner is actually video game adjacent as well. Surprise, surprise. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 76 lately. I go in waves, but recently I kind of got to a tipping point where I've made end game stuff and I'm getting to play all this content I haven't played yet. I don't know. I'm really getting into it and it's so much fun. But games like Fallout 76 really got me thinking. And it's honestly a pretty simple question that doesn't really have a simple answer. And that question is do I own Fallout 76? Because Fallout 76 is what's called an MMO, a massively multiplayer online game, and requires you to be online to play it. And games will come and go, but we're at a point now with video games where I have two gaming PCs, like a handheld one and a regular gaming PC. Neither of them have disk drives on them. I don't have physical games anymore. All of my games exist on an account, on a website, and that's it.
That in the contract, it says they can take it away at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So there's currently a movement happening right now called Stop Killing Games. And it was actually started by a gentleman who had a very similar situation. He was very into a game called The Crew, which was a racing game that had a lot of online functionality, but by and large, this guy would just play it as a single-player game. Well, they shut down the servers, and now he can't play that game anymore. And he said, well, wait a minute, I didn't rent this game. I didn't license this game. I bought this game. So he created this movement called Stop Killing Games that's basically hey, it's not really right or fair to take away a game from someone who paid money for that game.
Yep.
Even if it's a digital game, even if there's weird fine print or whatever, we need to start making games. Fallout 76, I think, is a good example because that game, realistically, when they're hey, we're going to shut down the servers in this game, you can't play it in this way anymore, could easily just be turned into a single-player Fallout game with online co-op where you can invite two buddies in. It can easily become something that doesn't rely on this MMO, always online kind of mechanic that so many games these days have. And basically what this movement says is we need to protect the consumer. And if somebody pays for a game, they need to have the ability to play that game, whether it's in a week from now or in a month from now or in a year from now or in 10 years from now. Every system before the PS4, I can plug in and put a game in and play the game, period.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's going to come to a point where that's not going to be the case. And I don't know. It's such a weird thing. If you bought a movie and then one day they're just like, hey, just kidding, you can't watch that movie anymore, you'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And rightfully so.
But even with like video games, like some of these fucks, like they cost like $60, $70, $80.
Yep.
So for you to spend so much money on a video game just for it to be shut down, yeah, that's so fucked.
And I won't get too into the weeds with everything, but I mean, there have been games that have come out recently that are, think games that are like arena shooter kind of game is like a big thing right now with like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch. There's plenty of games like it. But there have been games that literally come out that are like that, were only out for like 6 to 8 months. And it just, for whatever reason, didn't really hit with a fan base. Or a game will be out for a long time and they'll make some kind of change or do an update that genuinely upsets the fan base. So they drop off dramatically and then they just shut these games down. And it's like 6 months ago, you could go to a store and buy a $60 game or go onto the digital store and download a $60 game that in 6 months doesn't work anymore? No.
Bullshit.
It's complete bullshit. I don't know if I want to add this to my creative corner, but there's a book called Privatizing Culture, and it talks about how corporations and more powerful people put paywalls on art and pop culture, and eventually, like, essentially putting a paywall on like culture, on the thing that's like that brings us together and like creates how we view society in. And the way that they're taking away art, essentially, like, I'm not sure if you were ever into Halo 3, either of you, but the Halo, oh my God, the Halo community, when the Halo's multiplayer went down, they went feral. They were so upset, and it was so heartbreaking because this is a game that they've not only invested in, but they just love. Like there's such a love for these games, but the second it can't make money, they're like, no, we're pulling it. And that's what the games are made for today, is just to make money, which is ridiculous. There are only a few games that I actually want to go after and play, and I'll buy them on Steam because like that's the easiest way for me to get to them. But buying physical games is the only way. But even now, having a physical copy of a game, you still have to download whatever software onto your hard drive in order to make the game run. I used to be able to just pop in the game and play the game, but if I want to play the game, I have to put the disc in, download the game onto the hard drive, and then play the game. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I think we're going to hit a point real soon, if we're not there already, where like old PS3s are going to shoot up in value because people just want a simple plug it in, put a disc in, play a game. Yeah. Simple as that, because we're so far away from that.
Classic Greg.
There are so many like breakdowns when you buy a game system for your kid for Christmas. Like, take it out of the box, plug it in, update it first. If you got any games, put those in, get the update, make sure they download it, because otherwise you're going to give that kid game system for Christmas and it's going to be 9 hours of update screens and
dude, No Man's Sky on launch. You know how long it took me to download that shit?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yes, sir. So that is my creative corner, is to just ask the simple question, or no, make the simple statement of, guys, please stop killing games. If a game is out, it's out. Just let people enjoy it. If it stops making you money, boo-hoo. Move on.
Yeah.
Stop killing these games.
Yeah, make another game. That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't keep milking the one you already did.
Is there a website for Stop Killing Games, or is for the movement?
So it was a movement, but the guy, I think he was pushing it mainly in like Europe and he was trying to like get it to court. I know there is stopkillinggames.com, which pretty much breaks everything down. Yeah, because there was a petition going around for a long time, but you could only sign it if you lived in Europe. So, yeah, stopkillinggames.com. And then if you just want more information, Wikipedia has like a really good section about Stop Killing Games. If you just Google it, it pops right up.
Well, wonderful creative corner.
Thanks. Great job, everyone. We did it.
We did it. Yay.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week where we talk about other creative corners.
That could happen.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Are you guys ready to jump into this episode?
Yes, sir.
Whoop.
Cho and the Adventures of Amy Lee. Right off the jump, I gotta ask, Marcin, have you ever seen the movie Amelie?
Here's the fun answer is I have a DVD copy of Amelie right there up on my shelf.
Nice.
Never seen it.
And then you're like, so no, haven't seen it.
Never seen it. I went
You
to...
just never got around to it?
I haven't, and it's hard to... Listen, I love foreign films, but it's hard to like put on a film that you know you're going to have to read subtitles for. And the way that my brain works, it's the same way I look at anime and I go, I don't know if I want to watch that right now because my eyes are going to be at the bottom of the screen the whole time. That being said, I was at Goodwill when I saw the DVD and I was like, oh, $2 for Amelie, like this classic film I've always been told to watch. Yeah, let me snag that real quick. I haven't had the time. I really want to watch it. I've heard great things about it. I heard it was like one of the peak manic pixie dream girl like shit, but that's all I know about it. That and Justin McElroy will go Amelie, and that's it.
Is there like an English dub version on the DVD?
I don't know. I haven't checked it out.
English dubs are hit and miss.
Oh, very hit and miss.
Yeah.
Right. I have not seen Amelie either.
Same.
So I had to look it up. But Amelie came out in 2001.
Damn.
Keeping in mind that the first episode of Home Movies was in 1999. But I was reading the synopsis for it, when I was doing the episode breakdown. And I got to a part where it was like, yeah, and then her dad, who's obsessed with his garden gnome. And I was like,
good.
But then I was like, we'd have some weird time travel-y shit going on. The dates don't add up.
You never know.
That's right. Well, this episode opens and we're in the movie. We see Jason in old character makeup and a wig walking down the street saying another lonely day. And he never sees his children or grandchildren anymore.
The first thing I saw when I saw him in makeup was Christopher Walken from Batman Returns. I thought that's what they were doing here. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck type of look they were going for.
This very well could be just a ripoff of a character from Amelie, and I would have no idea.
Oh, same.
So, yeah. He then sees a flying box, aka like a box on a string.
Mm-hmm.
And inside he sees his old marble from when he was a child and his old rubber band. Rubby? Was his name Rubby or Bandy? I don't remember.
I had
like
something.
Rubby.
Yeah, and I had something named Rubby too. It was an eraser. Calm down.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do either of you know in the movie Amelie if she's invisible? Is that the movie?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there's an actual actress who plays her.
Yeah, I didn't know if I don't know. The invisible aspect of this whole movie, I didn't know if that was also a reference to the original Amelie storyline or if that was just like a invisible man meets Amelie type situation.
Yeah, there was nothing in the breakdown of the movie that was like, oh, and she's invisible.
Hey, I can see her. She's not invisible.
Yeah,
to me.
I'm holding the DVD.
Just anonymous.
5 Academy Award nominations. The feel-good movie of the year. She'll change your life. Yeah, that's a manic pixie dream girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I just checked real quick. The rubber band's name is Rubby.
Very good.
Not Tuggy.
Not Bandy.
I had one of those too.
Hey now.
That one was for masturbation.
Well, Jason then hears a disembodied voice, and it's an invisible woman played by Melissa named Amy Lee. She proves she's invisible by tickling his ear, we see a little feather on a string, and then punching him in the stomach. She claims she found the box in her apartment, that he left there a long time ago, and she brought the toys back anonymously to help them. Well, Jason points out it's not anonymous because he knows her name, and she claims she's anonymous because he cannot see her. He points out that's not anonymous, that's invisible, and Melissa says if he likes, she can just show him her head. And that's when Melissa pops her head into frame, and Brendan yells, "Cut."
I don't know if that's part of the movie, because on the DVD cover, her head is in a weird frame. I don't know why.
I think we need to watch the movie. I think that's what we're coming to the conclusion on. We have less questions.
She's just in a weird circle staring at me in the frame, so I don't...
She's like, I can show you my head. I haven't had any complaints. So I was originally going to talk about this for my creative corner, but Amy Lee is also the name of the lead singer from Evanescence. And she was also like one of the first times I ever had a crush on a girl. So like when I heard Amy Lee, immediately thought of Evanescence, and Evanescence was almost going to be my creative corner because of that. But
Damn.
Spiritfarer won.
Evanescence crying in the corner.
Yeah.
The creative
They're fine.
corner.
They're doing just fine.
They're crying in the creative corner. They're listening to this episode like, fuck, we were so close.
But I still mentioned them.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
Sorry.
That's probably how they said it, too. Well, Brendan yells cut and tells Melissa that that's not in the script, and Melissa claims she wanted to show her head to prove that she's invisible. So Brendan tells her to give it a try, and Melissa puts her arms up and says, woo! She claims it's hard to say woo without putting your hands up, and Jason says it's hard to be invisible without saying woo.
That was such a good line from Jason.
Yeah, I don't know why that got me so much.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Well, that's when Melissa starts pointing out that the script sounds a lot like that movie, Amelie, and that it's already been done. Brendan claims it's way different, but Jason pushes back, saying that even the name Amy Lee sounds a lot like Amelie. Well, that's when Brendan tells them they're going to try the scene again, but this time, let's do it with French accents. The next scene, we have Coach at a soccer game, explaining to the kids that they're playing the first place team today and then again on Friday, and that they have the best goalie in the league who has not allowed any goals all year. So Coach claims that they can cheat and beat them, so go out there and kick some shins and play dirty, and then he encourages everyone to put their hands in the middle, and everyone seems kind of confused as to why.
Was that your baseball experience?
No, we would always do the hands in the middle thing.
Did you also pray to God
Sure.
before like big
No.
games? Okay. All right. That's
Absolutely not.
No, I think that was a Christian school.
good. Yeah. Okay.
Because here's the thing, and I mean, I was probably going to mention it later, but I did play baseball quite a bit, like growing up, and multiple years, like my dad was a coach, sometimes just like a coach, sometimes a head coach, but my dad wasn't that push me way too hard kind of coach, but he also wasn't that give me special treatment because I'm his son coach. It was like kind of somewhere in the middle. So.
Yeah. I was in several different sports, and my dad was always a coach, and he was
Really?
Yeah, and he was that guy in this episode. He was that dad.
So this episode hit close to home.
I think at one point I just like kind of put my notes down and I just put my hands on my face like Home Alone. I was like, oh no.
Is this fucking play about us?
Are we the baddies?
Well, Melissa points out that Coach usually just does it by himself, but Coach says the whole point of doing it as a team so they get fired up, and still the kids seem very uncertain, and Coach just says, forget it, let's go.
Starts crashing out hard.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, we will do the everyone put your hand in the middle for the comedy show that I help produce. Before the show starts, we have like a little meeting with all the comedians in the back and all the producers to just go over like, hey, this is the order, this is how much time everyone's doing, da 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 da. And then in the end, former guest David will be like, all right, everyone put your hands in the middle. And then he will do quack, 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 quack. Go Ducks. And one time we had a dude on the show, he's like very early 20s, and he's like, what is this? What is happening right now?
It's from the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. This kid doesn't know this Mighty Ducks reference, and we were like, damn, we're getting old. And then he went up and had like a whole 8-minute bit about Cool Runnings, and we're like, wait a minute. Hold the fuck on a second.
I would say the Mighty Ducks is more popular than Cool Runnings. Wouldn't you?
I would think so.
I've never seen
And
either.
I would argue that if you know about Cool Runnings, you should know about the Mighty Ducks too.
I still will go on record and say that the Mighty Ducks logo is one of the most badass logos like for a team ever. Dude, the hockey mask with the bill, I'd wear that.
Oh yeah.
I don't like sports, but I would wear that shirt.
Oh, yeah.
What's wild is, like I said, I played baseball growing up, and so did my brother. So baseball movies like A League of Their Own and Little Big League and Rookie of the Year and like just all of these like baseball Angels in the Outfield, like we watched the shit out of those. I never played one literal second of hockey, and I've seen the Mighty Ducks movies like 100 fucking times. Sports movies in the 90s were just my fucking jam.
There's so many sports movies in the 90s that just, they're feel goods. Like there's whimsy involved, like Angels in the Outfield. Like you throw a ball over there and they catch it and they're like, wait, he doesn't have the ball. It's in his hat. And he pulls it out. You know, it's like shit like that. That was always my favorite shit. Hockey scares the fuck out of me though. You have knives on your feet and you're allowed to beat the shit out of other people and you only get a 2-minute penalty in a box. Like what are we doing here?
Crazy. It gets brutal.
Oh yeah.
And it took me so long to realize, I'm like, oh, they're allowed to fight as long as they're both still like upright. The second one of them goes down, that's when it actually like gets broken up.
Man, gladiator shit. You know who needs to be doing that? Children.
Hell yeah, dog. I'll be their coach. Wait, no.
You're going to be a hockey coach?
No. Well, yeah, because I got a DUI, and that was part of the court order. That is literally the fucking plot of the Mighty Ducks.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, he I'm pretty sure DUI, court ordered.
I just remember, I think it was D3 where they sing Queen at the end.
That sounds right, too.
Well, Timmy Blaze got a GUI. And now he's got to be the head coach of a Little League hockey team. And he's going to find out that sometimes being a hockey coach is a little hard. Starring Rob Schneider.
I'd watch it. Starring Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider's like a hockey puck. Not even like a real role. Well, that's when, in the distance, we start hearing drums and bagpipes. And immediately, Coach starts tearing up. Brendan and Melissa notice and ask him if he's okay, and he claims he is fine.
At first, I thought he was crying because, like, especially during, like, Irish and Scottish funerals, they'll play bagpipes. So I was like, oh, shit, this is going to be, like, triggering, like, one of his parents died or some shit. No. Not at all. Not even close.
I also did not expect to find out why he was crying. I just wrote it off.
Yeah.
You're like, we're not going to find out. Might as well not think about it.
Yeah. Why would we find out?
No.
What, we're going to have character development here?
Yeah. It's the Zen Garden all over again. We're not going to get an answer.
Just real quick, bagpipes. Do you find them annoying or do you like them?
I love bagpipes.
You know, and it's funny, actually, Adele, that you said that about funerals, because that reminded me that during my grandfather's funeral, they did the 21-gun salute, because he was a military, and that that choked me up a little bit, but the second those bagpipes started playing,
it gets you.
It really does. And then we were talking about it afterwards, like me and all my siblings, and like even my oldest brother, who like barely shows emotions, was like, yeah, those fucking bagpipes, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, seriously.
Yeah, those bagpipes, they're emotional. And you know when you need bagpipes the most? At a film festival. Me and Nate ran a film festival in college, and we opened it by having someone play Thunderstruck on the bagpipes.
Nice.
And no one enjoyed it except for me and Nate. Everyone else just, what's going on?
Damn. I'm not going to lie. When Tim said 21 guns, I thought he was going to say that they played 21 guns.
One
bagpipe.
21 guns.
Like your grandpa was a big Green Day fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I love a good bagpipe. I love a good, because like I've been to a lot of Irish funerals and that's always like a staple.
Yeah.
But just in general, I really like bagpipes.
Well, the game starts and we see Melissa kicking the ball down the field. She kicks it and hits Brendan in the head, and it just so happens to go in. Coach immediately starts yelling, "In your face, you haven't been scored on? Well, now you have."
To a child.
Right.
Oh, yeah. These are what adult coaches do.
Oh, yeah. Joe's dad immediately comes out and starts yelling at him, says, "There goes your perfect season." And then if you notice, he said, "All my hard work down the drain."
Let's get him.
Yeah. Listen, there is a thing, I've seen it so many times. The dad that is trying to live vicariously through his child via sports, via whatever. It hurts, dude. It hurts to see that.
Yeah.
Just because you played football in high school doesn't mean your kid wants to play football in high school.
Yeah. I'd say a good chunk of the time, their kid doesn't even want to be doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
And they're just being forced to, so their papa can feel good about themselves.
Yeah, like it hurts to see that. It hurts to be that. I did wrestling for like 8 years, and my dad had a friend who was also a coach on the team, and he was also the father of someone on the team. As we grew up, we went to 2 different high schools, same wrestling team, whatever. And my dad and his dad had a falling out, and then we met at a wrestling meet where we were going to have to wrestle each other. And my dad and his dad were in the bleachers arguing with each other over which one of us was going to win, and like putting so much pressure on both of us, and made us form this rivalry against each other for no reason. It's, the whole thing, like, my dad can beat up your dad. It's my son can beat up your son.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't think children should have to be in sports like this, because it gets brutal. Like, in this episode, Cho, that's my brother. 100% I was watching that. I was like, that's my brother. Oh, that's my brother. That's rough.
Well, it's after the game, and everyone is telling Brendan good job. And by everyone, of course, I mean Fenton, Walter, and Perry. Coach points out that they lost 14-1, but they scored a goal on the best goalie in the league, which is something. He points out they get another shot at that loser on Friday, and now they know his weakness, which is scoring goals accidentally, so they can turn their whole season around. Double practices all week. Well, that's when Coach again hears the drum and bagpipes and immediately starts tearing up and tells everyone, speech over. Go to your homes. See your parents. Poor McGurk.
He's going through it.
I like this episode because it's not just that there's an A and B plot, but they're connected. There's a thread that is connecting both the plots, so it makes you more invested in the story. I like that a lot, and we'll get more into that with Coach. But there's the fact that we actually get a fucking payoff with him being sad about the bagpipes. It is such a good quality of this episode.
Yeah, in a show where we hope for payoff, we finally get some here, and definitely worth it. Well, the next scene is Brendan and Melissa are walking away. They see the goalie Cho sitting on the bleachers, saying that was the luckiest goal he's ever seen in his whole life. I'm not sure if it was obvious or not. Cho is voiced by Sam Cedar, right?
Oh.
Which is why we did have Fenton in this episode. So Sam Cedar was there. We'll get to it later. Sam Cedar does voice another character in this episode as well.
Oh, so that was the perfect amount of Fenton in this episode, by the way. Just
he said like 2 lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And his first line, I think his first line too was, "I don't like to be touched," and I'm like, hey,
says the most touch-starved child I've ever seen.
Brennan agrees that it was a lucky goal, but the goalie tells him that he hates him.
Brennan had such a good line.
Yeah, well, he does. He gets very defensive and says, hey, you don't even know me. Maybe you should get to know me first, then you can hate me. Which, wasn't it last episode with Penny where he's like, I don't like you. I don't even like myself.
Yeah. Very self-deprecating.
Yes.
Oh, that's a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Cho gets in Brendan's face and tells him, let's fight. Let's fight. And I like it. Melissa gets in between the two. Melissa goes on to say she can't stand guys like him because he thinks he's so tough and good looking.
Melissa's crush in this episode is pretty cute. I think Jason's crush in last episode was pretty cute. Melissa's crush in this one is pretty cute. So I think I forgive the fact that they're no longer like an item.
Oh, yeah. I praise it.
They're pretty. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wrote, Melissa is never subtle.
No, I like her like weird aggressive form of flirting with this guy.
What are you going to do,
'Cause you're
huh?
so tough and good looking. Well, the goalie asks Brendan if she's going to fight his battles, and Melissa says, maybe I will. We can wrestle right now. Well, that's when Walter and Perry show up and tell Cho to leave Brendan and Melissa alone. Cho tells them to shut up, and immediately Walter and Perry just start circling Cho. I like it. Perry says he's got a lot of adrenaline flowing through his veins, and Walter says, Perry, I've got the bloodlust.
We've been seeing this new side of Walter and Perry, starting with where they cheated on the test.
Yeah.
Because before it was like, oh, they're just really in love with each other. And now you're like, oh, they're in love with each other because they're both kind of low-key unhinged. So it's like, I don't know. I kind of dig it. It's pretty funny.
I mean, it feels like they're soulmates, but like the way that natural born killers are soulmates together, they're just
Right.
evil. Just downright evil now.
Yeah.
I loved it when they're...
Season 4.
I loved it when they were circling Cho and they're like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
It gives them more depth. I appreciate it.
I was going to say this episode, we're getting a lot more character depth and some of the, kind of more, I don't want to call McGurk a side character, but yeah, a little more McGurk lore, which I think was very nice. But yeah, some Walter and Perry lore that's like, oh, okay.
Oh, you guys probably need to go to therapy a little bit.
You guys got some ideas about what you want to do with your life, and we need to talk about those ideas, maybe in open court.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Walter and Perry start chanting kill, and then finally Cho gives up and tells Brendan he'll get him later. So yeah, Walter and Perry just tell him, run away, you better run. And Brendan and Melissa both thank Walter and Perry, but Walter and Perry are almost like offended and claim thanks is not gonna do it. They just saved their lives, and you're not even gonna pay us back? I don't understand.
That's kind of how I feel when an ambulance shows up. It's like, oh, thanks, guys, you saved me. What? You're not gonna pay us back?
Here's a bill for $10,000.
Yeah. Well, the next scene we see Brendan, Jason, and Melissa hanging out on lawn chairs with Paula. Paula asks Brendan who this kid going after him is and asks if she knows him. Brendan says she doesn't know him. He doesn't even really know him. And that's when Melissa says she found out his name is Cho, and he's one of those drop-dead gorgeous hunks who thinks he's just so cool. A real loser.
I really like how every time Melissa talks about how hot she thinks Cho is, both Jason and Brendan are like, what? The fuck? What?
Yeah.
Don't yuck her yum.
I mean,
Yeah.
Listen, Adele, if like we're walking out and like we're all hanging as a group of friends, and then some dude comes up to me and starts kicking my ass, and then the other person's like, yeah, that guy was really hot. I hate that he did that though. Like, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be like, yo, hold up.
That's very fair. But to be fair, he didn't actually beat Brendan up.
He was going to.
Right. Well, and I will point out, too, I know I've called him Cho from the last scene.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time we find out his name, and that is directly from Melissa.
Oh, she stalked his ass.
Yeah, being like, I found out his name is Cho.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And what is Jason's joke? What is that short for? Chump?
That was good. Jason had some lines this episode.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Also, the cookie high five.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do a cookie high five with each other. Very nice. So Brendan asks them if they should do something anonymous for Walter and Perry. And Melissa points out that if it was anonymous, they wouldn't know it was from them, and they'd feel like they still owe them. I'm starting to think Brendan doesn't know what anonymous means, because this is the second time he uses anonymous wrong in the script as well. When she's like, my name is Amy Lee, and I brought you these gifts anonymously. So I think, I don't know. I just get the vibe that Brendan doesn't really know what anonymous means, and maybe thinks it means like more charitable than...
I think you're onto something.
It also...
Because for him to get the definition wrong twice in one episode.
Yeah. It also sounds a lot like Amelie, so maybe that's why he wanted to use, because it kind of sounded like Amelie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Paula in this episode, like Jason's right, just not caring what's happened.
Yeah.
She's chilling.
And then when
Yeah.
and then when Melissa points out if they do it anonymously, they don't know it was from them. They think we still owe them. And then I think she's like, yeah, Melissa's right. But then later someone says, well, who wants to hang out with Walter and Perry? And they're like, yeah, Melissa's right again.
I think Jason says that, but he hung out with Walter and Perry by himself. He wrote about it in his diary.
Yeah, what was that, hiatus? He learned to laugh again or something.
With Walter and Perry,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but didn't he also like very quickly get tired of playing it with the Walter and Perry?
That's true. That's true. You're right.
Brendan points out that no one really hangs out with Walter and Perry, and Melissa says so maybe they'll appreciate it if they just hung out with him. So Brendan agrees and says they'll spend time with Walter and Perry. Well, that's when Paula reminds Brendan that he promised his grandpa he would spend time with him and help him clean out his closet. Immediately, Jason asks if that was a euphemism, and Paula reminds Brendan that he promised his grandpa and that he should keep his promise to someone who is dying soon. So Melissa asks Brendan if his grandpa is dying, and Brendan informs Melissa that we're all dying. And that's when Jason says it's always nice to come over to the Smalls.
Another great Jason line.
Yep.
It's kind of like when he's less involved in the situation, where he doesn't care, where he becomes more funny, and he's just like saying these lines like over and over. Also, Brendan's turned into a real pessimist as the seasons have gone on.
He's experienced more life.
Yeah. And I think the movies are becoming a little bit more than just like a fun, personal passion project.
Yeah.
I mean, this season alone, he's shown so much like burnout and just frustration and kind of like attitude towards his movies. I think he's getting a little jaded in season 4, shall we say.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, I have a question. Jason doesn't owe Walter and Perry anything. He wasn't there. So like, why is he invested in how to paying them back? Like, he didn't have to hang out with them at all.
Yeah, I think he's just going for moral support for Jason, for
he's a good friend.
Brendan and Melissa. Yeah.
It's kind of like when he was sleeping over at Brendan's house when Melissa was staying there.
Yeah, it's all just moral support.
Yes, exactly.
He has FOMO, that's it.
Yeah. Next thing we see, Brendan walking down the side of the road, talking to himself about if he had a pet dinosaur, he wouldn't have to worry about anybody bothering him. He starts thinking of what he would name the dinosaur, specifically the T-Rex. And that's when we see Coach McGurk approach in the Reckless Mobile, suggesting the name Ice-T. He then explains to Brendan he was saying all that stuff about the dinosaur out loud, and Coach has just been riding alongside him this whole time. So Coach asks Brendan what he's doing, and Brendan informs him he's going to his grandpa's house. So Coach tells him, get in, I'll give you a ride. So Coach starts telling Brendan not to worry about Cho and that he's wound up too tight, that kids these days get pushed too hard, and that's why he doesn't push the kids on their soccer team. That's why they're a horrible team, because Coach just doesn't push them.
He doesn't want them to succeed.
That's right. He wants them to have a nice, chill, easy life.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. It's just for the fun of the game.
Yeah. You know, I do feel like that was always the consistent thing with the coaches that I did like growing up and doing sports, were the ones that it's like, guys, it's just a game. We're here to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun when we win. It's not fun when we lose, but ultimately it's just a game. It's fine. The ones who didn't take it too seriously.
It's a bit indicative of life, of just not taking it too seriously and just having a chill time and relaxed time. McGurk talking about Cho, and he's like, oh, that kid's probably miserable. And it's like, oh, yeah, you clocked him. You clocked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, as we'll find out, Coach has some relatability there. Brendan goes on to say he appreciates the ride, and Coach tells him not to mention it. But Brendan says he feels obligated to mention it because they haven't moved in like 15 minutes. So Coach continues by saying that Cho's father is his coach, and he knows how rough that can be, and that his dad was even his coach once. Brendan asks him what sport he played, and Coach said it's not exactly a sport. And then after a bit of awkward silence, Coach screams, I was a Scottish Highland dancer.
Oh, I loved this plot development. It's so good. And you know what explains as to why he was such like a ham on stage in the musical episode? Because he's a fucking performer.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been in that car.
Is it-
Imagine if he got out of the car.
He could have danced his heart out. Missed opportunity.
I bet he was wearing that leather jacket and then a kilt. I bet if he would have got out of the car, he was wearing a kilt.
Yeah,
And I'll race.
absolutely.
I'll race to feel alive enough.
Well, he goes on to explain that he was a dancer and his dad was a coach, but he pushed him too hard. He seems almost relieved to get this off his chest and then proceeds to show Brendan a picture of him when he was a dancer. And again, young McGurk, curly hair.
Permed curly hair.
Yeah.
Which, like, I know it's not Irish dancing, it's Scottish Highland dancing, but I know they always had, like, big curly hair in Irish dancing.
So is he Irish and Scottish?
I think he's just Irish, but he doesn't do Irish dancing because he's not gay.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't understand that, but that's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's how I found out I was gay, was I started Irish dancing. There's a difference.
I've always wanted to Irish dance.
Yeah. I seem to be like half into Irish dancing, but like half not really.
Yeah. I think I do my best Irish dancing when I'm making fun of Britain and then just dancing at the same time. Lizzie's in a box. Lizzie's in a box. Also, the picture, he's next to the president of Scotland. I don't know if they have a president. No, they have a prime minister.
But he also is like, in the picture, he's like staring at this Scottish president, like very lovingly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I wish you were my dad type kind of look.
A little bit, yeah. And then speaking of, we do see McGurk's dad.
Yeah, he looks just like McGurk with different hair.
Different hair, and he's got quite a beard going on.
And I like how he just has this photo album on him in his car.
Well, how many times do you think he's had to live out of that thing?
I don't know. He's had the same address since 88.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why McGurk's dad gives me Billy Connolly vibes, but he does.
Yeah, his dad, it's the exact same hair that Coach has now, but yeah, like a pretty big beard.
Yeah. Well, Coach had a beard in camp.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I prefer bearded Coach McGurk, but that's just me. That's just my hot take.
Yeah. Brendan seems confused that he does Scottish dancing and asks him if he's Irish, and Coach fights back and says, yes, he's Irish, but he's not gay. So Brendan finally realizes the music is what reminded Coach of the dancing, and that's what made him cry. But Coach pushes back and says he wasn't crying. He was just remembering with tears.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know that. I know the remembering with tears.
Yeah. So Brendan asked Coach if he was good, and Coach yells that he was one of the best.
He's like, was I good? Was I good? I was one of the best.
He beats his chest.
Yeah. But he ended up having a breakdown on stage during the Nationals. He was up against a girl named Maggie McFarlane, who he informs Brendan was over 7 feet tall. And Scottish Highland dancing is all in the legs. She had an obvious advantage because he has squat legs.
Same.
Coach explains that he pushed himself but fell and lost, so he never danced again, and that'll stay with him for the rest of his life.
See, that is so fucking real. Again, I think children should not have to deal with sports that way and not take it so seriously. I talked earlier about like Cho being my brother and the way that McGurk was like, oh yeah, I'll live with that for the rest of my life. My brother, when he was in wrestling, he worked his heart out and like he put so much pressure on him. He went to state. He had to go to regionals, won first place. Sectionals, first place, both of those. Got to state. He went through, I don't know how many brackets. He got to the first place mat. It was for all the marbles. We were all in the stands cheering him on. He lost. Never forgot it. Never forgot it. He did.
But he got so far.
Exactly. But he holds that one slip up for the rest of his life. It scars children. It really does. It's horrendously painful. So I felt that when McGurk was like, and I'll hold that. I'll live with that forever. I was like, oh God, it's so true.
Coach reaches up into the sun visor to show Brendan an article of what Maggie is up to now. And when he does this, several items fall from the visor So, of course, I had to pause it. And from what I could see, I saw some receipts, what looked like maybe a couple matchbooks from strip clubs. I saw what looked like a betting ticket that said socks to win.
Ooh.
And then I saw a little packet with a small blue pill on it
Viagra.
that looked like it said Viagra.
And I'll race to feel alive.
Hey, man.
But yeah, it reminded me of when Lynch went upside down.
Yeah, with his weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything fell out of his pocket.
I'm just trying to stare for it.
There it is.
10 minutes and 51 seconds if you're on the YouTube video. It's right there by the wheel. I went a little too far.
Oh, yeah. I see it. Oh, he's got the girls ticket.
Yep.
Sam and a phone number. And then, yeah, the Viagra. Listen,
Linda.
Listen, Linda. Sometimes you get performance anxiety, which,
Yeah.
No shame. Use what you got.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know how many advertisements I get for Blue Chew now every time I'm on a fucking YouTube ad.
But if it lasts for 4 hours, go to see a doctor.
Yeah.
That's what the ads say.
Coach points out that Maggie is now the queen of Scottish Highland dancing. Brendan asks Coach if he saves all the clippings, and Coach confesses he does, and Brendan tells him he needs to get over it. Coach is very upset because Maggie makes millions dancing, and he's just a soccer coach. So McGurk gets frustrated and eventually kicks Brendan out of the car and tells him he can walk the rest of the way. Did not give Brendan a ride anywhere.
No, they didn't even move an inch.
Nope.
I think he just wanted a therapy session.
Yeah, basically. Now we see Brendan, and he's at his grandpa's house, helping him clean out his closet. Brendan's grandpa this episode is also voiced by Sam Cedar.
Nice.
Who uses a very different voice from the last time we see Grandpa when Paula's mom and dad split up.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, just enjoying a bottle of sherry. And in this one, he's very like, hey, hit your old grampy there, Brendan.
What?
He's gotten older since we've seen him last.
Yeah.
Was he Sam Cedar last time?
I think so. I thought for a second he was Will Lebo, but Will did the voice of Melissa's grandpa in the It Was Supposed to Be Funny.
He was a lot more active this time around.
From what I can see online, I think his grandpa is always voiced by Sam Cedar, but who's to say? So his grandpa is showing him all kinds of stuff from his closet, including an old college sweatshirt and his old megaphone, claiming he was a cheerleader in college. Brendan spots a box which contains what looks like a kilt, and Grandpa said it was from a play he did in college, and that's when his grandpa finds a pair of boxing gloves and hands them to Brendan. Brendan says they're pretty heavy, and that's when his grandpa informs him that he lined the inside with BBs.
So bogus.
Yeah, that's straight up cheating, dude. You
Yeah.
can really hurt somebody.
Absolutely.
You can knock him out. You could kill somebody with that. That's what they do in professional wrestling to cheat. They put a crowbar up there, and they to make sure the ref doesn't see, and they just bop them out for hours.
Yeah. I saw one time somebody pulled a chair from the crowd and hit him with the chair when the ref was distracted.
Yeah. Sometimes they come in with a chair, they slam the mat, and then toss it to the other guy and fall down to pretend like they hit them.
Dang, oldest trick in the
Sneaky.
book. Pretty advanced high school movie. So Brendan's grandpa asks him about the kid that's been messing with him and suggests that he show Brendan a few boxing moves. He encourages Brendan to hit him in the face, but Brendan is pretty reluctant. But while Grandpa is taunting Brendan, he starts calling him Mary, and even calls him Mary Twinkle Toes. So then Brendan hits him in the face. So the first time Brendan hits him, he hits him with the boxing glove, but the boxing glove's not on. He swings the boxing glove at him and hits him in the face. Grandpa gets up and says he thinks he's blind, but then immediately tells Brendan, hit me again. So again, Brendan is reluctant, and Grandpa calls him Florence Nightingale. So Brendan hits him again. This time, Grandpa spits out a tooth and claims, hey, I'm still standing. And Brendan claims he splattered a little blood on him. And that's when Grandpa asks, what's wrong, Mary Kay? Did I ruin your dress?
Kill me! Kill me! Kill me right now, Brendan!
Brendan punches him yet again, and Grandpa spits out another tooth. So Brendan tells his grandpa if he stops talking, he'll stop punching him. And Grandpa proceeds to call Brendan the homecoming queen. And Brendan punches him one last time in the stomach.
We should punch more old people.
Some of them...
They're literally asking for it. Literally asking.
Oh, golly.
Oh, well, we see Brendan, Jason, and Melissa hanging out with Walter and Perry at a park. They seem incredibly bored. Brendan asks what they want to do, since they're there to hang out. And Walter and Perry say they should play a game called Chase the Butterfly. So they chase around a butterfly for a little bit and claim that part 2 of Chase the Butterfly is Smash the Butterfly.
I predict dual serial killers in their future.
This was like the biggest heel turn in this entire show. Because like I used to be so like, listen, I still love Walter and Perry whenever they're on screen, but like when they brought the rock out, I was like, no, that's so mean. How do you go from petitioning to make sure this tree doesn't get torn down to let's kill this butterfly right now?
Because they carved their initials into the tree. They didn't carve their initials into the butterfly. That we know
Yet.
of. That we know of.
Yeah, not yet. So Melissa stops them from smashing the butterfly and suggests they play something else. Walter and Perry suggest they go shopping, and Brendan says he doesn't really want to go shopping. But Walter and Perry's other suggestions are stuff like, let's go to the hospital and look at sick people.
So they're serial killers. They gotta be serial killers.
Or go to the cemeteries.
Okay, well that's...
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a beautiful cemetery right behind my apartment.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Their cemeteries are great.
They are. And they should have done that.
Yeah.
Or rent a hot air balloon and fly around the world.
That sounds pretty cool, too.
I like that one.
Yeah, and I like Perry is like, I would love to do that with you.
Yeah. But like, those are really scary though, because that's how on Moody's Point, Moody's mom got lost. Floating air balloon.
I have vivid images of that and her dad putting a hot dog where his big...
And then the mom finds it. She's just...
Yeah, she's in the hot air balloon. Moody! So dumb. Oh my god, the recesses of my brain.
Amanda, please.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So Brendan agrees that they'll all go shopping. So we see the gang in a store called Items on Shelves. And this is supposed to be, I feel like, a Spencer Gifts kind of place.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Now, I believe it was my interview with Steve Rogan. I hope I'm getting this right. I'm going to feel really bad if I don't.
It was a while ago.
But
It's fine.
I believe it was Steve, said that in the background here, they have a bunch of temporary tattoos, and a lot of them are based off of actual tattoos that Steve Rogan has.
What's that top one?
It looks like...
It looks like an IUD.
Oh.
I don't think it is, though.
I should hope not.
Is that like the medical thing? You know, the little...
That's kind of the vibe I was getting.
Ah, yes. I can see that. Same
It's
shit.
got a Queen of Spades logo.
Items on shelves. I see a yin yang, an onk.
Gargoyle.
The static little thing that you can put your hand on and it like touches.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. These are all very Spencer's adjacent.
I really want one of those. There's a trick you can do with that where you put a quarter on it and you can touch your finger to it and it'll zap you through the bulb. Yeah.
Really?
I made Nate do it one time and he did not like it.
Well, yeah. Did you tell him it was going to zap him?
Yeah.
Oh,
He didn't
okay.
believe me. He didn't believe me. I just...
If you're on the YouTube video at about 14 minutes and 28 seconds, we see Brendan and Melissa. And in the background on the shelf are a couple what I'm going to call wizard gnomes.
Yeah. I'd call him that, too.
So they're just like gnomes sitting crisscross applesauce. They have like wizard hats and wizard staffs. There's a red one and a blue one. So we got some wizard gnomes. I like the Halloween balloons too, being held by Frankenstein's monster on the floor there.
Does it say naughty cards?
Yes.
Yes.
This is 100% of Spencer's.
Yes, 100%. I've had to reorganize naughty cards so many times. That's how I got my promotion.
That's how you got it.
Yeah, I was just going there. I'll organize these for you. You don't have to pay me or nothing. Melissa asks Walter what he's doing, and we see that Walter and Perry are stealing by shoving merchandise down each other's clothes. Melissa says they're going to get in trouble, and Walter and Perry tell her, shush. They know what they're doing. We've done this before.
We've played these games before. Melissa turns her attention to Jason and asks him if he's stealing too. And we clearly see there's a plugged-in bubble machine down the front of Jason's pants.
I mean, points for stealing the bubble machine.
Yeah.
That's the one to go for. We should steal more.
Yeah. Not from small business. Don't steal from
Steal from Spencer's, maybe. Unless the employees get, attacked for that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Goddamn. It used to be my job to bust people who were stealing from Spencer's, and Jesus, did people steal from Spencer's all the time.
Would you get in trouble if you missed one?
No, because it would happen so much that it's like, yeah, for every one I got, I know multiple got away. But I'm going to be honest, some of these people are not good at stealing. They're just bad at it.
Yeah.
It's gonna bust it.
So
I'm gonna bust you.
All right. Well, the next scene, we go outside the store, and Brendan, Jason, and Melissa are telling Walter and Perry they're a lot different than they assumed they would be. Walter and Perry says it's good to be different before holding hands and laughing maniacally. Walter says he's getting a migraine, and Perry says so is he. So Brendan, Jason, and Melissa say they're gonna get going. They walk down the street a bit and slowly realize they have no idea where they are. And guys, I think this is going to be our clip.
Let's do it.
Hey, whoa. Guys, where are we?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I think we're lost.
Well. Looks like we meet again.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum.
Jason.
So, the three blind mice. Mo, Larry, and Shirley.
Name's Melissa.
I wasn't talking to you.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
That is so old. Huh? Let me wipe the cobwebs off that line.
Jason.
Seriously though, come on. Stale.
How about I wipe the cobwebs off it with your face?
Oh, that's actually better.
Jason.
But technically my worst nightmare to date is I'm sitting in a high chair and I'm breastfeeding my own mother, and she suddenly opens her mouth and I see my father's head.
Yeah, okay, all right, I get it. Shut up. You're giving me the creeps.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it? You gonna hug us to death with those muscles?
What?
No, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I got a special delivery for you. It's right here on the end of my fist.
Jeez, this guy is totally full of hackneyed lines.
No one's here to save you this time. So, who's first?
I'll go first.
Oh, cool. Then you, Brendan?
Guys, shh, I'm gonna try something, okay? Look, Cho, I think you're taking this whole thing way too seriously.
No, I'm not. Beating you up is fun for me. It's therapy.
Listen, Cho, I understand. I bet it's tough having a father as a coach.
What did you say about my father?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
Brendan, shut up.
Cut it.
Shut up.
My father's a great coach!
Ow.
He pushes me
Ow.
because I need to be pushed!
Ow.
He screams at me because he loves me!
Ow.
If it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be here beating you up right now.
Oh, no.
All he wants is for me to work hard and be absolutely perfect without any flaws in a almost impossibly unhuman way.
Hey, Cho. Can I call you Cho? How about this? Are you happy?
No?
Do you want to be in a movie?
Movie?
Fucking. That's so Marcy coded. The whole putting the hands up and then
Are you happy? No. You want to be in a movie?
want to get these emotions out in a movie.
Legitimately, that is the most me line ever. Just a few things. Mo, Larry, Shirley, you had options. Shemp, Curly, Joe, they're right there. I don't know where anything was going there. I loved Melissa. Wait, you gonna make me scream, huh? You gonna smack me?
Are you gonna hug us to death with your muscles? And I love Brendan is like, what?
Hey, I gotta respect her. I gotta respect her for it.
What is going on?
She knows what she likes. I mean, Sorry. She offered to go
She's
first.
I'll go
She was
first?
taking one for the team. Yeah, absolutely.
Then I love it because Jason's like, okay, yeah, and then Brendan, maybe you're next, and then
It's also the bum.
yeah,
That a little bit of a lost art when it comes to the commercial break. When you have to write for the commercial break, it's gone now. You can't write for it anymore because there is no commercial break unless you know exactly where the YouTube ad is going to come or TV or whatever. But just the bum, go to commercial break, come back, bum. That's good. That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah. Very well done.
I like to think that they didn't actually put a commercial break.
Just fade to black, come back.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now we see Cho in the movie. He's in a passenger seat delivering his lines. He messes up slightly and immediately beats himself up over it. Brendan tells him it's okay. They can just do it again. Melissa is watching Cho with a huge smile on her face.
She is smitten, and the more angry he gets, the more she's like, ah. And I'm just like, girl, I've been here. I feel for you.
Bro,
I feel for you.
the taste, man. Like, thinking about Melissa's taste is wild. So, like, October,
Mm-hmm.
Jason, Cho. Like, come on.
There's some diversity there.
I mean, it's not the diversity. It's just like the levels of like, oh, piece of shit. Oh, piece of shit. Oh, like, oh, could kill me.
She almost smooched Junior. And
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, after he's like, I'm not going to save you, but I will give you mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Noodles.
Yeah.
She likes a little bit of a bad boy.
Yeah, she does. Well, Cho tries to deliver his lines again, and again he makes a mistake, and again beats himself up for it. So Jason pops up in the passenger seat and tells Cho to relax. Pretend the camera is nothing more than a box with a lens that tapes you doing your lines.
When he's like hitting his head, Melissa's got her head in her hands and she's smiling so dreamily.
Yeah. She's in love. She's in love with the passion and the rage.
Can't wait till he punches the
Cho
wall.
Yeah. So Cho tries again to deliver the lines, and this time he delivers them very well. He's very proud of himself afterwards, and when they're done filming, everyone says great job, and Brendan, Jason, and Melissa are very complimentary. Cho thanks them and says he really needed it. Melissa asks what he's going to do now, maybe a quick workout? And Cho says he's going to go find a field of wheat somewhere, lie down, and veg out.
Sounds like a good time.
Well, Melissa asks if he wants any company, and he says he thinks it would be cool if he was alone.
He's got things to think about, Melissa. You can't be crashing in on that.
Nope.
Well, the next scene we see Perry holding his breath when Walter telling him no more. After Perry falls to the ground and Walter falls on top of him, he claims he has brain damage. And Walter says that's kinda cute. Melissa asks Brendan how much longer they have to hang out with Walter and Perry, and Brendan says he thinks they're done.
What do they get up to when they're not there?
Oh, I don't even want to think of... I'm sure they've smashed many butterflies.
Oh, yeah.
I think they've killed I think they've killed someone and helped each other hide the body and evidence. 100%. Yeah.
I think they've planned it out.
I don't want to think about much more because I'm sure it only gets worse.
Yeah.
So, hey, I think this is technically the final scene. We're at the soccer game and Coach is telling everyone to huddle up. He notices Paula in the stands and says hello and asks her who the pirate is. And Paula introduces McGurk to her father and even says his name is Sam. So, just verifying that, voiced by Sam Cedar, who is currently wearing an eye patch. Coach tells Sam, cool eye patch, and Grandpa replies, Brendan punched me.
Sure, Grandpa, sure.
Yeah. Let's get you to bed, Grandpa.
Yeah, Coach really didn't have much of a reaction to that. He's just like, oh.
Yeah. So Coach starts giving a motivational speech about the game today, and Brendan interrupts to give him a box. Coach reads the card, which says from Amy Lee, and Coach asks who the hell is Amy Lee, and opens the box, and we see it's a Scottish kilt with a gnome printed on the front. So we got a 2-gnome episode here.
I didn't even notice that. And I see you have it paused on that guy. Is it like he's got like a video game controller?
So
like that?
this, I actually remember this from when I played baseball. There is a kid holding, it does seem like a controller, but what this is actually what's controlling the scoreboard.
Oh, okay.
When I played Little League, it was a big box because it would have like balls, strikes, home team, like all that kind of stuff. And it was basically just you control the score and everything with some kind of controller.
I saw in Chicken Little where they used to just put like boards up and they used to put like the big old pieces of wood that has the number on it.
Yeah, that's like the quote unquote old timey way to do it.
The Chicken Little way.
21st century
Yeah.
way. It's a chicken little way.
Yeah. So Paula asks why Coach would want a kilt, and that's when Brendan informs everyone that he's a Scottish Highland dancer. Everyone is genuinely surprised, and at one point Grandpa even says, "Do you mean like Maggie McFarlane?" And this very much upsets Coach. All the kids encourage Coach to dance, and he throws the box on the ground and screams, "I'm not a dancer. I'm not a dancer."
I thought this was a lie. Like, I thought McGurk had made the whole thing up because he's known to do that and just kind of throw it out there. I thought this was him revealing that this was a lie.
Yeah.
So the photo album was like photoshopped and...
I'm not surprised by anything that McGurk throws out there for attention.
Right.
That's so
He
fair.
just dressed like Maggie McFarlane for Halloween one year, made up a story. So he repeats that he's not a dancer, but then we hear the drums and bagpipes. And just like when Brendan and the gang were like filming that movie about the monster that doesn't like to give speeches, like McGurk falls to the ground out of frame and then jumps back up in full Highland dance uniform.
Yeah.
And he starts dancing, and very much to everyone's delight. While he's dancing, he falls to the ground. He says he got a cramp, but the way the animators did it made it look like he like twisted his ankle really bad or something.
Yeah, they made it look gnarly. I remember like actually screaming when we watched it the first time.
There's a couple like grotesque injuries in this episode.
Yeah.
Well, we see a shot of all the kids who are closing their eyes, and the assumption being Coach is sitting on the ground, not wearing anything under the kilt.
It's more authentic that way.
Yeah. So Melissa asks Brendan what else he has in his bag, and that's when he gives his grandpa the half shirt so he can relive his cheerleading days. That's when his grandpa informs him, "Oh, that was a lie. I wasn't really a cheerleader. I just like megaphones."
You were suspecting the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is when he should have punched him again. Brendan is being nice this entire episode to people, and they keep kind of throwing it in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he tells Brendan that he wasn't a cheerleader, but he can be his cheerleader. And that's when he does a little cartwheel, falls off the bleachers, and we see him laying on the ground with the stick in his eye.
Ow.
It's very Final Destination, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is destined to go blind.
Ugh, I don't like eye stuff.
Agreed. So we again see Coach dancing, and Melissa asks Brendan if that's how he thought things would work out, and Brendan asks if they can just start the soccer game. Well, that's when Walter and Perry tell everyone, "Hey, look at the goalie." And that's when we see Cho, dressed like a hippie, holding a butterfly. He's got like hippie glasses, the hippie shirt.
Yeah.
He's got his little
Stone.
his incense right next to him.
Yeah, I like that part.
I think this is an improvement.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's even wearing he's wearing like a patch kilt. Like he's wearing one of those like patchwork kilts.
Yeah.
The hippie shirt for sure. See, Fenton calls him a freak, and his dad starts yelling at him, asking him if he's gone nuts.
I like how Fenton was the one who was calling him a freak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you gone gay? Are you Irish?
Yeah, we do see the incense burner next to him. He tells his dad, "Chill, man, relax. It's cool."
I think he smoked some weed in that wheat field. That's why I didn't want Melissa to come. He didn't want to share his weed.
He didn't have enough.
No.
Yeah. Well, Melissa, obviously not into the hippie type, yells at Brendan, "Look what you did to my Cho, my beautiful, perfect Cho.
Oh, Melissa.
You ruined him."
You sweet summer child, Melissa.
Melissa.
Wait till you're 31, Melissa. Then you'll want the stoner guy, Melissa.
Chill, bros. Well, that's when Melissa proceeds to continuously punch Brendan in the face while Coach McGurk Scottish Highland dances in the background. Oh, I forgot to mention when all the kids were encouraging Coach to dance, Fenton was like, Coach is a Thailand dancer.
Yeah. Yep.
And that shit just cracked me up. Coach dancing in the background tells them, you don't get no better show than this. As the wind blows up his kilt and we see from the back, he is definitely not wearing anything under the kilt.
His butt is less frog buddy than it was in the camp.
It's better
episode.
butt.
Yeah.
So I think he's been working on his
Yeah.
glutes.
Kind of insinuates that, like, in front of a bunch of children, he got naked and then got in his outfit. It happened in the split of a second, so I don't know if they could prove it.
Right.
And that's the end of season 4, episode 10. Or is it? Over the credits roll, we do hear Coach McGurk calling Maggie McFarland. We hear Maggie answer, and they have a conversation where Maggie asks John how he's doing, saying it's weird to hear from him, because after his meltdown, everyone joked that he killed himself. And that is the end of season 4, episode 10,
What a way to end it.
Cho and the Adventures of Amy Lee.
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up.
The Scottish really have some dark humor. They are ruthless when it comes to the Scottish Highlander dancing, that community.
Yes, Highlander dancer. They can only be one, and you gotta be a dick to
Mhm.
anyone who's not number one.
Man has a breakdown, and they're like joking about it, kind of just in the middle of everybody crying and losing his mind. Oh,
Wild.
no wonder McGurk is where he is in life. He's just so like depressed over that.
He's traumatized.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's probably why you got a Zen garden and a bonsai plant.
Yeah. That's why I needed a therapy session with a 8-year-old.
That was that episode. What are our thoughts, gang?
I thought it was good.
I like this one.
Yeah, I laughed a lot.
yeah. I know the last episode was pretty good too. This episode I liked a lot more than the other one, just because it was the lore of McGurk, the good lines from Jason, just the enjoyment I had from Melissa coming back and forth, and just not subtle, just very fun.
No.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. So let's, as per tradition, let's start with Jason. Where does Jason land on this episode?
I wanted to give him a B plus because Bubbles and Bun, but I think he deserves something a little bit more because he actually had some really good lines. There was a part where he talked about a rash for a split second, and I was trying to ignore that because everything else was very enjoyable for Jason. I think an A will be just right there, especially because he was making everybody laugh. He wasn't exactly involved with like a lot of the storyline. He was just kind of there, but he was good there. He was saying some fun lines and helping the plot along, and just every time he said something, it was good. It wasn't like something that was gonna bring you down. I kind of want to analyze his dream when he brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be a whole episode.
I'm just-
right. It's a dream analysis.
I just want to say, like, you're breastfeeding your own mom, which kind of makes are you your mom's parent? Is that kind of what you're doing, Jason? So there's a little bit of lore there with Jason that I could like sink my teeth into. So it was an enjoyable episode for Jason. Straight A.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely. Well deserved.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite Jason line this episode was when he was like, "It's always a good time with the Smalls."
Yes. I like that line too. Yeah. And when he was like making fun of Cho, like, brush the cobwebs off that one. I'll brush it off with your face. He's like, oh, that one is actually a lot better. Yeah.
He's like, I think it's impossible
this was a
to
good-
not say woo when you're invisible.
That was a good one too. Yeah.
I really like Jason this episode.
Yeah.
So good Jason grade. Let's do grades for this episode in general. What do you say, folks? Who wants to go first, or shall I will go first? I really feel the same way about this episode that you felt about Jason. I thought it was a fun episode. The pacing, I think, was spot on. It wasn't going too fast. It wasn't going too slow. The story had some time to breathe, and we got payoff. Not traditionally one of my, we gotta watch this episode, and this episode, I was looking forward to it, but there are some other ones I'm looking forward to more. I'm just going to give it a straight A.
Nice.
I don't think a minus or a plus or anything else. I think just a down the road A is very appropriate for this episode.
Nice. Love that. Can I go next?
Yeah, of course.
I also really like this episode. There is so many good lines from Jason, and I really liked the character arc of Cho and him realizing that his dad has been putting too much pressure on him, and then he turns into a fucking stoner hippie.
Yeah.
That was really nice. I also thought Melissa was really cute this episode with her little crush on him. And it was just, Jason was there for his friends when he really didn't need to be. He was there hanging out with Walter and Perry, even though he wasn't in debt to them. And he was there willing to get beat up by Cho, even though he wasn't even in the soccer game that upset him to begin with. So I'm going to give it an A+.
Nice.
I kind of feel it very similarly. It's very relatable as one of those children put a lot of pressure on for playing a game. And then Cho's realization was very fun. Very fun and very nice to see. And then to turn back around, it's very High School Musical-esque, which we should watch that one. I enjoyed that, and then the lore of McGurk, and you kind of get a little bit more about why he's just so relaxed about soccer. He's yeah, whatever. Who fucking cares, really? Which I really enjoyed. Every scene was actually enjoyable. Which there's been a lot of home movies episodes where the scenes kind of drag a little bit, but even the one with I thought the grandpa character, I thought that was gonna fucking annoy the shit out of me because he's always annoyed the shit out of me. But when he's like, "Come on, punch me, Mary Kay," I was like, "Oh yeah, do it again, bring it around town." I really enjoyed this time around, and also Cho being revealed as an asshole, and I was like, "Oh, another character I hate," and then just turning into a character I enjoy. Very good. I also gave it an A+.
Hell yeah.
Nice. So yes, very solid grade all around, Jason, and episode grade for me, both A's, and then you guys gave the episode A+. So yeah, very solid episode, and if I'm being honest, kind of like a sneaky one, because again, when I think classic episodes, I don't traditionally think this one.
Right.
But now that we've sat through it, it's so fun. It's such a good episode. Some of the stuff Melissa says to Cho is just and then Brendan and Jason being what?
What are you going to do, hug us to death?
It's very McGurk Lynch when he's like, "Whoa, you're going to spank me? You're going to spank me over here?"
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, I think that pretty much, is there anything else about this episode we want to throw out there?
Nope.
I think we buttoned it up.
I think so too, and I'm just saying it. I'll say it. I'm saying it. Okay, I'll say it.
Then say it.
We have 3 episodes
Don't
left.
even.
That's crazy.
Don't even.
I said
3.
it. I said it.
I
said
they told me before the podcast, and I was like, no.
That's crazy
Sorry.
to think about. To think that I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it.
Right. Well, I'll say this. That doesn't mean we have 3 episodes of the podcast left. We have a lot of stuff coming down the line that we're excited to share with you. So we'll have a handful of episodes left. But yeah, only 3 episodes of home movies left to break down. And we got some other stuff we're going to release, and then we'll probably go on a little bit of a break. So a couple of us could get married to each other.
Me and Tim.
What the frick? I thought it was weird you made me sign a podcast contract.
In blood. In piss.
It just says, "Will you marry me?" In bloody piss. I don't want
Okay, no, we're not.
No, end it on bloody piss. Let's go.
No. Well, I was going to say, can we at least, at some point, can we ask the community and put a poll out of what we should do? Or what they would prefer? Because we threw out options and ideas and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, the Spotify comments are always open for stuff like that. We'll always listen to your suggestions. And yeah, maybe on the last episode, we'll do a poll that kind of gives some options on where we'd like to go.
Didn't you say that Spotify gives you an option to make a poll?
I think so.
Yeah.
So we can do that, or you can just email us, rhmpod@gmail.com. Tell us where you'd like us to go from here, or request some free stickers. Because we got them, and I'd be sending them.
Yep.
All right, gang, I think that's going to do it for us. I guess all I really have to say is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hug us to death with your giant muscles?
Bum bum.
Oh, no, you didn't. Uh-oh.
I got the bloodlust. That's going to do it for this episode of Rewatching Home Movies. Join us next week for Season 4, Episode 11, Definite Possible Murder. If you liked what you heard, check out our Linktree at linktree/RHMPod. There you can like, follow, and subscribe. Send us an email to request free stickers, or leave us a 5-star review, like this one from Podfan Dan, who writes, "Love it. Happened upon this podcast as a friend of mine worked on the original show, and I'm trying to convince her to do an interview with RHM. Come on, Aya, I know you're listening. Tim, Marcin, and Adele have great chemistry, and it's fun to listen to them talk about my favorite Adult Swim show, Home Movies, a highly underrated classic. If you're a fan of lighthearted humor, being open to new things being shared by the creative corner of the show, this is for you. Keep up the great work, fellow stoners. And thank you, Podfan Dan. Also, thank you to Chris Bongat for the lo-fi version of our theme song, and Nick for the refresh of our logo. On behalf of myself, Tim, and my co-host Marcin, and Adele, thank you for rewatching home movies with us. We'll see you next week. Bye.